But out of all of the awards given out during Michigan Week, there is one award that truly stands for something incredible, and that is the Dr. Seymour Gretchko Youth Advocate Award. Awarded to an individual who models visionary leadership, contributes to building a more inclusive society, is recognized for their impact in the community, and who motivates others to strive for professional excellence. This year, the award was presented to Scotch Elementary School Principal James Scrivo, celebrated for his many years of service of helping the education of the kids within our community. Here's the award-winning moment for James Scrivo.
This honoree serves Greater West Bloomfield both in professional and voluntary roles. And these roles are all dedicated to the well-being, development, and advocacy of youth. This individual partners with community-based organizations to support youth wellness, prevention, education, family outreach, and service opportunities. Youth advocacy is this awardee's defining thread for his work and contributions to the greater West Bloomfield school environments, especially those that he works to promote equity, inclusion, and wellness. This honoree is well known as a champion for capturing kids' hearts. The recipient of the 2026 Dr. Seymour Gretchko Youth Advocate Award for an individual is James Scrivo.
That award could not have gone to a better person this year. James Scrivo has brought so much to the greater West Bloomfield community and to all of the kids that he teaches or that he serves over as principal of Scotch Elementary. And James Scrivo is joining us now on the Splash Live to tell us more. James, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's an honor and a pleasure. Anytime for you guys.
Of course, again, big congratulations on this incredible achievement with the Dr. Seymour Gretchko Youth Advocate Award. What was your reaction when you learned you had been selected as the recipient of the award this year?
It was on camera, so it was pretty authentic for me. I've sat in that breakfast. I know I've sat in the breakfast for 16 years because I've been principal for 16 years, and I've been honored to be invited to it with the rest of my colleagues. And I've thought, like, when I got onto the podium to give a quick thank you speech, it's really difficult for me to put into words how grateful I was. And I was a little speechless. I was rattled. I wasn't expecting to get that, but when you sat there for 16 years, you think about, man, I would really like something that I've done to warrant that type of an award. And to be recognized for that, it's a humbling experience. It means that somebody saw something that you did and they really honored it. And then to know that you did something that warranted that honor, it was a very touching moment for me. And it was a little surreal. It's a Michigan breakfast honor, but to me, it was a tremendous honor for my colleagues and my bosses. Dr. Bazzi and Dr. Mrakna and Mr. Scott Long. I was honored, and if anyone truly knows me, knows that for me to be tongue-tied or not have words for that moment, it was a pretty big deal because I usually have something to say, and I think I said that I really wanted to win that one day, and it came out I think authentically, as I truly would be very happy to be honored, but I wanted to have a career more so where someone looked at it and it thought it was honorable.
Very well spoken, and we are glad that it kind of caught you off guard, because that's the point of this award. We do want to surprise the award recipient with it every single year. So we're glad that the job was done, and we're glad that you were surprised. But this has got to be an amazing feeling to have gotten this honor. What first inspired you to become involved in youth advocacy and community service?
That's a great question. When I was in college, I was a business major, and I started to look at the individuals that I'd be working with, and I was like, man, I'm just not making connections with them. And I was walking home, and I passed the College of Education, and my mother, my aunt on my father's side, my grandfather, are all in the service industry as far as teaching goes in some capacity. Now, they may have done something after that, but they've all been teachers. And it was in my family. It was in my DNA. I just didn't know it. I wanted to do something different. But when I walked into the College of Education and started that process and then got into the classrooms finally, then I knew that I wanted school to be better than it was for me. And I was blessed. I had two parents that were fully invested in my education. They would not let me fail. And even though I tried so hard to fail and I gave so little effort to school when I was younger, I feel terrible about that now. But part of it was that I didn't have relationships with my teachers. K5, K3, K4, K through 4, I felt like I had relationships with my teachers. But after that, it really dissipated, and it made me not put as much effort into it. And I'll be very honest. So I wanted truly to create an environment and a community where the kids felt like they wanted to come to school on a daily basis and couldn't wait to get here. And now if you stand in front of my building at around 8:55 to 9:10, you will see kids running into the building to get to school. Now, yes, some of them are late, but the majority are excited to be here and want to be with their teachers. And through capturing kids' hearts in the process that we believe in, our teachers make relationships with kids that last forever.
That is amazing, James, and that's so great that you're wanting to brighten these kids' day and making sure that they have this relationship with their teachers that you didn't necessarily have when you were their age. So that's great that you're paying it forward and that you're working to make sure that the school experience for every single one of these kids is incredible. And you've done
I want to be clear on that too. I don't want to cut you off, but if Mrs. Baker, my kindergarten teacher, or Mrs. Lang, my first grade teacher, or Mrs. Seraphin, my second grade teacher, and then my third and my fourth grade teacher ever hear that I didn't have connections with them, that's untrue. I think about you guys often, and I just want to make sure that I'm clear because they will call and let me know that I said that, so I don't want that to happen.
Well, I'm sure everyone will know that you have connections with every single one of your students. And you've done so much throughout your time as principal of Scotch Elementary. What would you say has been the most rewarding moment you've experienced while helping the school and helping others within the community?
I mean, yesterday was probably, if not the most rewarding, one of the highlights of my career. So I don't know how to top that. I would say, though, there's many times that I have felt honored and privileged to be principal at Scotch Elementary for as long as I have, and then be part of this community for the last 25 years. That was an achievement that I didn't think I'd ever get, and to be honored with it, it was, like I said earlier in the interview, it was truly humbling, and I was honored, truly honored, and I feel blessed to be part of this community. I don't know if I'd ever want to say that anything else was better than that. At this point, I've had so many opportunities to make connections with kids and be part of their lives. The side hugs I get on a daily basis from the kids, and when they say thank you for the things that we've accomplished here at Scotch and the hard work they put in, I believe that really and truly is second to none. So the honor that I got the other day, that I was able to receive is probably the cherry on top for a career that I feel very proud of.
And you should be proud of everything you've accomplished. For those just joining us now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Scotch Elementary School Principal James Scrivo, who's the recipient of the Dr. Seymour Gretchko Youth Advocate Award at this year's Michigan Week Awards ceremony. Now, James, how important is it for young people to see role models and advocates actively involved within their communities?
I don't know if there's anything more important. No one can control being a father of a 20-year-old, soon to be 21, and a 19-year-old. You quickly realize somewhere between 5th grade and 8th grade that you don't control anything. And that you don't have the control that you think you do over, because your kids have free will. and they will make choices that are good, bad, and indifferent. It's how we react to those choices when they are made, right? And how we move forward. One of the big things that I like to preach is failing forward. I don't have any problem with anybody failing. I think failure is a great place to be in life if you can learn from it. And there's nothing wrong with failing as long as you're putting effort into it. Now, failing over and over and over again, doing the same thing, that's a problem. You don't want to have that, but you want to have someone in your life who is willing to teach you from your failures, or try to teach you once you have those failures, and then work with you to find success. If we have more people like that in the schools, which I know we do, but if we continue to bring in people in the schools to work with kids, to coach them, and help build up kids, there's nothing wrong with motivating them or pushing them or having expectations or having consequences. Actions have consequences. Some are good, some are bad. But I believe it was Mr. Rogers was in an interview, and he was talking about what love really is. And love is consequences. Love is guidelines. Love is expectations. And love is living up to those things. And then also following through when and if those expectations aren't met. And kids need that structure. I believe in it. I believe truly in that structure, whether it's getting them into sports early, showing them what a team looks like, how to act within a team. A lot of my attributes that I think I have, I learned playing sports. You got to learn how to get along with people. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody is as good as some of the players on the team, and you have to learn how to get along with everybody out there. And if we could just take some of those lessons into the school, and we do the same thing in schools, and I think we're going to find success there as well.
I think so, James. All very wise words, and it's great that you're implementing a lot of these ideals on these kids. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. Above all else, what message would you share with students or young residents of the community who want to make a difference in their community but may not know where to start?
Ask, right? So the worst thing you can ever get from asking a question is possibly like, no. You ask the question, the answer is no. Okay, ask somebody else. There are plenty of people in our community, especially in West Bloomfield, that are willing to help you and partner with you to do some great things. It's as easy as like starting a recycling program and asking people to bring product to you that you're going to recycle. We've had recycling programs go on here at Scotch for many years, partnering with community members. Just the simplest of things. We used to do a field trip where we went on the West Bloomfield Nature Preserves, and we would work with the WB Parks and Rec and pull mustard seed. I believe it's mustard seed, the mustard seed weed, which is invasive and harmful to a lot of the plants and foliage on the trail. And we would get tons of not tons of bags, but like 10 bags of that in a very small section. But that's an easy partnership and something easy to do. I've seen kids collect garbage around the fence lines that litter the litter that is on the road. That's a very easy thing to do and to help out the community. But most importantly, if you have an idea, ask. Our teachers at Scotch are always willing to work with our students. We do food drives regularly to help all our local pantries, some of the churches in the area, and it's always met with such gratitude and thankfulness from those partners, and it's very easy to do. I mean, many hands make light work. So the more people that are involved and the more people that are trying to help kids become advocates and help out in the community, the better off they're going to be, and the lessons that they learn, as well as the pride that they get in doing so. A lot of times people say, I love volunteering, but I get more out of it than what is being done. And I really believe in that. You do get a lot out of volunteerism.
You absolutely do, and that's what we always want to see within the community. More people stepping forward, more people helping, and everybody working to make this community that much better. Last question we have for you, James, because you've had such an incredible career within West Bloomfield. You are set to retire very soon. What do you hope serves as your lasting legacy within Greater West Bloomfield?
I would say that though he was not always right, which I'm well aware of that, that the majority of my decisions were always erring on the side of a child. It was mentioned many times yesterday at the Michigan breakfast, but when I make a decision, good, bad, or indifferent, I always try to think how it'll impact the student. And if I could have any legacy, someone would say, it'd be nice if they said, he was a man of integrity, he was honest. I know people will say that I was direct when I spoke with them, and sometimes that can sound a little harsh at times, but I was honestly direct with them. But I would want people to remember me with that when he made decisions, he tried always to err on the side of a child.
Brilliant. Honesty is the most important thing, and it's amazing to hear of everything that you've done with your time in West Bloomfield and everything that you've been celebrated for. James, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live, and congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning. It was an honor to be on and an honor to be nominated for the Dr. Seymour Gretchko Award. And I do want people to know that he said I was wise. So if my wife listens to this, she knows that I was wise one.